Well, good afternoon, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you're having a great Saturday afternoon. Right now, I'm sure the Dallas Cowboys are hard at work because they have some incredible work to do and decisions that have to be made. And, you know, it's kind of crazy when you think about some of the things that we're looking at right now. I remember in the draft last year with me and DMV, and we were having discussions about how we needed to get Kyle Pitts, you know, game-changing tight end and things. And I've always recognized that when you look at NFL teams today, most of your Super Bowl teams, or teams that are really, really good, have one thing in common, and that is they have a game-changing tight ends. And that tight ends truly are becoming a multiple weapon, a guy that can block, a guy that can catch, a guy who can be that security blanket for the quarterback. And you could look from the time, we had Jason Witten, who was still a good tight end, but started getting old and slowing down and losing a few steps that the Cowboys had been wanting. And you could say the same thing about the safety position, and I'll do safeties later on, but I want to talk about tight ends right now. Safety position was another one of those positions that we looked and we were like, let's go ahead and get, trade for Jamal Adams. And thank God we didn't do that, because he's just basically an in-the-box safety that is not good in pass support. We wanted Earl Thomas, Lord knows Earl Thomas, we flirted with that and trying to trade for him. And still today, some people would say, we need to sign Earl Thomas. Thank God we avoided that train completely. But here's what's kind of cool is when you look at both of those two positions, we are actually in really good position in comparison to just a few years ago. Right now, you say like Marquez Bell, who was an undrafted rookie free agent, getting an interception and having a great camp there. He's literally carved out a niche on this team. When you think about even going into last year when we only had Donovan Wilson was the only guy that we had, but between Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, and, Marquez Bell, I mean, the list goes on. We have so many players. The problem for us is who are we going to keep? And last night, you ended up seeing somebody who was trying to stake a claim, and I'm hoping and I believe that maybe he has made a spot on this roster, which is Peyton Hendershot. Hendershot, had a pretty good camp, although people had figured he was on the bubble because, we end up having quite a few. I mean, of course, we end up having Dalton Schultz, forgive me, Freudian slip. Dalton Schultz, who's on the franchise tag, and then you've got, of course, Jake Ferguson was injured when I was in training camp there. He was working on the bands, didn't practice at that time, and didn't play in the first preseason game. But in the course of the last two preseason games, you've seen that Jake Ferguson is, a viable weapon. I think he's got 4 receptions and probably about 60 or so yards and things. He can block real well and things. So you look at that and say, okay, we got 2 good tight ends right there. And with the first cuts the Cowboys made, Jeremy Sprinkles, veteran. I always think when I say Jeremy Sprinkles, I think of, sprinkles at the strip club and all that. But I can understand now why they ended up releasing them, because even with Sean McKinnon was looking really good. And the thing is now it may be a battle between Sean McKinnon versus Hendershot. Hendershot last night was a gamer. Hendershot gave you shades of Jason Witten, and in fact, there's Dallas Cowboys, for whatever reason, they always make rules because of Cowboy players, okay? We've got the horse collar because of Roy Williams tackling people and stuff, okay? We have the Dez Bryant rule, the catch-no-catch rule that's in there. And then we had the Jason Witten rule where his helmet got knocked off and he's still going on down the field. So now, because of that, the Jason Witten rule is if your helmet gets knocked off, the play is dead, as opposed to you running down the field and possibly being dead from a headshot. But last night, this was Hendershot. You actually you have to love the name Hendershot, because that's exactly what you got from him last night. Let's watch this play and how tough this guy is. Bam! Boom! He took that thing and jumped right. Look at this. Bam. Hendershot. Toughness. Look at that. His helmet got knocked off and he was still trying to spin away. I'd be going, ow, my head. Screw this football. And that was an amazing hit for him to take. He had 3 receptions last night for 39 yards, and it wasn't like we exactly had great quarterback play last night. Okay, I know we had sidearm Sally. You know, he is the crowd favorite. Of course, everybody wants to root for Ben DiNucci from JMU and all that. I mean, but you know, sidearm Sally. I love him, but his mechanics are terrible. I don't know how he is in practice, but when he gets out on the field and gets rushed, all of a sudden it's sidearm Sally. You know, his feet are all over the place. But for some reason, in preseason this year, he's been doing it up. But let's take another look at Hendershot. Hendershot, great touchdown catch here. Let's look at this thing. Let's look at this sucker. You know, I feel so blessed. I honestly do. To be able to have this and be able to pull this stuff up is actually kind of cool. But over here, you're going to see my man. You're going to see him not only catch the football, which is key. That's the first thing. Catch the football. Second thing, make sure you take care of the football. Third, get some yards. Look at this. Boom. He's going right down the middle, sits in the route, boom. Gets contact, breaks the tackle. Look at that. 4 guys. 4 guys had a chance to stop him. Look at that. Boom. I'm going to keep my feet forward, keep my shoulders square, and I am going to touchdown alley. Look at that. Guys should have taken him down. They should have taken him down. Look at this thing. Here, this is the thing that drives you crazy with the Cowboys. They find guys like this, young guys, you know, that are ballers, that guys that truly are great athletes. Like I said, Marquez Bell, the fact that you didn't have to use a draft pick on him and you got him on your roster basically at the minimum payment that you can pay. In the same way, you got a guy like Terrence Steele as an undrafted rookie who's your starting tackle who literally is getting chump change. A lot of teams can't do that. You can't find guys like this that all of a sudden you say, you know what? He may not be ready to be a starter, but with some more work, with some weightlifting, he's got the heart of a lion. He's a guy who has got, you know, a can-do attitude, okay? He's not Johnny fuck around, okay? He's not Johnny fuck around. He is, I'm here about something. I almost got my block knocked off, but I am still in here going for a score. This is what drives you crazy because you say, damn, Cowboys. And that's not a Jason Garrett clap. You find guys like this that are scrappy dogs, but then you turn around and you know you have a problem on the offensive line and you don't do anything about it. You get so close in what you're doing, but then you don't go the whole way. And this is why, yeah, I mean, you got to love, like I said, you know, you're in a marriage when you're with the Dallas Cowboys, okay? I love my wife, okay? There ain't no woman in the world that I would rather have than my wife. I love her to death. But, you know, there are a couple things that I don't necessarily like that she does. And I guarantee you she'll say there's a lot of things that she doesn't like that I do, but she loves me. And, you know, she goes for a couple of days and it's just like, honey, I miss you. It's like, but you're out having, no, I miss you. But honey, you're out, no, I miss you. I love her. I want to be with her. I love my Cowboys. I want to watch them. I want to cheer for them. I want to be with them. But God darn it, if they would just take care of the big stuff, that's the problem with the Cowboys. So, as the Cowboys, between now and Tuesday, you can best believe they're watching films like this over and over again. and the tight end coach is going to be making his play for who he wants to have on here. But unfortunately, we can't keep everybody. Now, again, this is fourth quarter of a preseason game. You know, third stringers, second and third stringers, and guys that are going to be practice squad players or guys that are going to be cut. So you have to tamp your enthusiasm a little bit. But a player is a player. And he has shown some real fortitude here. And I hope that he's a guy who can make the roster. The sad part is there's so many guys out there that are deserving of being on the roster. Unfortunately, they can't all be on there. All right, good people. I am going to relax a little bit here.
23-hour lockdown.
What?
I'm the man up in this beast.
I don't know why that just happened, okay? But I am the man up in this beast. 23-hour lockdown. Take it easy because tonight, 7 o'clock, we'll be live streaming. We'll be watching the Washington Commanders and Eagles concurrently. And I'll be checking in on my boys, Rio Robinson and Philly 500. And I made a change here in the studio, too. It's amazing how cheap TVs are now. So I've got a 65-inch TV. I guess I'll put the Eagles on that channel. And then I've got a 43-inch one that's right here in front of me. I guess I'll put the Washington Commanders because, you know, they play kind of small. And I can watch that. And then you guys will see my two kids up here on the screen. And
you want answers? I think I'm entitled. You
what the heck?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Pass. Throws. Pick.
I don't know why that's happening. Okay. Stuart, are you the ghost in the machine now? All right. I'm going to get out of here before some crazy other stuff happens. I'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, we'll be hooking up with Primetime Phil and the mailman and delivering you the news on the Dallas Cowboys. Peace out.